I have here with me Dennis Halladay, who has graciously accepted an invitation for a 5 and 5 interview for the George Mallis Library. I will start with question 1 for Dennis. When did you become a VAMer?
Approximately 1997.
Okay.
And the context of that leads into number 2.
Okay, shall I ask 2? What was the cause of you becoming a VAMer?
The Red Book.
Oh, okay.
I was looking through the Red Book, having recently decided that I had become serious about doing a Morgan dollar set, and I noticed some of the pictures of non-standard Morgans in the Red Book, which included the 1901P double die reverse shifted eagle. And I got to looking at the crappy picture in the Red Book and still thought, that looks really neat.
Yeah.
I'd like to get one of those. I have a very dear friend who's a dealer who I knew was into varieties of all denominations, Dan Brady. And I said, I bet Dan can find me one of those. And so I asked Dan, hey, can you find one of these? And he says, yeah, it'd probably take me a couple months, but I'll bet I can find one.
Sure.
He's to blame.
Okay.
And that was the start.
All right. What is your favorite VAM memory?
There's a lot of them. I guess my favorite one, I'm going to go with number 2.
Okay.
I had the privilege at a fun show, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 10. Leroy Van Allen and his wife Marilyn came to the show.
Nice.
And I got to go out to dinner with Leroy and Marilyn
Sure.
and Logan McKechnie.
Yeah.
Just the 4 of us.
Wonderful.
And I'm getting goosebumps now thinking of the fact that I got to spend time with the guy who is 2/3
Sure.
of the name of our hobby.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
He is the nicest, most gracious, unassuming, humble, gentle man you'll ever meet.
I hope someday too.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
What's your favorite VAM?
Oh, wait a minute. I have to tell you my favorite VAM story number 1 now.
Okay.
Favorite story number 1. I was very good friends with Lloyd Gabbert,
Yes.
who passed away this past year.
Yes.
And I had the great fortune on a number of occasions of being able to have steaks at his house that his wife Alice would make for us. And he and I would geek out in the dining room table with coins everywhere, drinking wine, because before Lloyd got into coins, he was into wine.
Oh my.
And we always had a ritual where Lloyd used to buy wine in bulk, 3 cases at a time.
Wow.
He'd let me pick the first bottle, and then he'd do the second one. These are the kind of dinners we had.
Yeah.
At one of these dinners, he said, hey, look at what I just was able to acquire in a trade for some stupid Morgan dollars. I mean, things like 1897 O's and 7, that type of stuff. And he pulls out this 1878 eight-tail feather VAM 1411. It is to this day one of the most beautiful Morgan dollars I have ever seen.
Yes.
Forget the VAM. Just, it's that.
It's an 8-tail feather.
In 7.
In 7.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, he means MS-67.
MS-67.
Yeah.
Look to the far right column of the gray sheet.
Is there a 67?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's my favorite because it involved Lloyd.
Sure.
It involved wine. And it involved a coin that's
unheard of.
Yes.
Unheard of.
Yes.
That's wonderful. What advice do you have for VAMers?
No, you skipped a question.
Did I? I'm sorry. Oh, your favorite VAM.
Gosh. He's getting old and forgetful, folks, and it will happen to you.
Oh, my God. It was the story. I still have goosebumps.
Again, I have 2 answers. Number 2 is actually the only VAM I have discovered. And I actually co-discovered it, 1895S VAM 1A.
Oh, yes.
I was doing a grading set so I could learn how Cirque grades are. Because I had done a Morgan set where my average grade was 64 point whatever. And I didn't pay attention to Cirque coins except for, those 2 or 3 dates that I'm never going to be able to afford.
Right.
I had been acquiring 1895s.
Sure.
And I noticed that one of them had this crazy crack on the reverse going up through the mint mark and into the lower reef. It's like, oh, look at that. That's a pretty good crack. Well, my good buddy Tim Kennard came over one day and he asked how the set was going, and I said, here, take a look. Well, he gets to, I think it's VF25, yeah, VF25, the one with the crack. And he starts making funny noises like Tim does when he gets all excited. And he said, have you shown this to anybody? Tim, it's just a damn crack. He said, you need to show this to somebody. And that turned into sending it to Leroy, which turned into being the first new 1895S VAM that had been discovered since the first edition of the Big VAM book
Really?
came out. So I got my Leroy letter, and I got my VAM.
Sure.
And the funny thing about that is several years later, when David Hall asked me to get some VAM guys to do an analysis of what they were doing and make a list of recommendations about what VAM species GS should recognize on the holder. After the fact of helping out David Hall, I said, hey David, would you do me a favor? Here's this coin already in your holder. Here's the letter from Leroy. Could you put Discovery Piece on the holder? He did. So it now says Discovery Piece VAM 1A.
Wow.
And to my knowledge, it's the only VAM Discovery designation they've ever made.
Excellent.
That's my favorite.
Gee, I'm sorry I skipped over that one. Now, do you have any advice for VAMers?
I do. And it's pretty much a metaphor for life. Listen more than you talk. Watch, observe, and make friends with as many people in the VAM community as you possibly can. Get along. Because VAMing isn't about discoveries or cherry picks. It's about establishing friendships with people who are going to be smarter than you are, and they've got more experience than you do, but they want to share.
Sure.
And they're willing to share.
Sure.
And that's the beauty of the hobby, and the thing that will last for your whole life is those relationships and friendships.
Dennis, I hope we are friends. Thank you very much,
We are,
sir.